Namaskaram everyone. Welcome to this Inner Engineering introduction session. So my name is Anurag and I'm a full-time volunteer with Isha Foundation. So my journey began with the foundation in the year 2013 It was about 7 years ago that I did my inner engineering program. And ever since then, the kind of difference that this particular program has done in my life is tremendous. The way I have been experiencing my life right now is so distinctly different from how it was earlier. If I have to tell you about the different benefits that I have derived out of the program, I could tell you many things about how my physical situation has changed, how my mental situation has changed. But there is one particular thing which stands out, which is the highlight of what I have received from this. And that is about how right now I can keep what is happening outside of me and what's happening within me distinctly separate. Because until then in my life, I used to always think this was like, because that's how it was around me. So it was properly established within me that whatever I am experiencing in my life, whether it's my joy, whether it's sadness, whether it's ecstasy, it is always caused because of something that's happening around me, that I have no control over it. If I have to fix that, I need to fix outside situations. But this particular program, going through this, made it distinctly clear to me that what is happening within me and what's happening outside of me are two separate things. So it not just that it made it clear to me in my understanding, but it gave me specific powerful tools through which I can make it a living reality for myself. That it no longer remains just as a simple theory, but it becomes an experiential reality for me. And since then, it has made a huge difference in the way I have been experiencing my life. I wouldn't say right now that I have 100% control over it. But this is something which is evolving within me. This process is at a continuous process of evolution that's happening within me. And it has made life much more simpler for me. So this brings us to the fundamental question as to what is inner engineering and why is it needed, first of all. So we have done much engineering to the outside world. Obviously, the purpose of engineering the world around us is to create situations and atmospheres as we want them, as it is comfortable and convenient for us. Especially in the last 100 years, we have done a tremendous amount of engineering to the outside world to a point where the very face of the planet has changed dramatically. We have comforts and conveniences that we could not have imagined just a few decades ago. Yes? What was unthinkable 100 years ago is available today to common people in the world. So this external engineering has definitely brought a lot of comfort and convenience to us in many ways. Physically, never before has any other generation known these kinds of comforts and conveniences. Isn't it so? You're the most comfortable generation ever. Yes or no? See, in the course of this session, I will be asking you a million questions, alright? So you sitting wherever you're sitting, looking at the screen, even if you're saying yes or no, I wouldn't know, isn't it? So it would be good if all of you can respond by typing your responses in the chat box. If you can do that, we would also know how this is going for you. Another thing is this will only work with participation, alright? I will be asking you millions of questions. Every time I ask you a question, I want you to look at it. If it is true for you, you type in saying yes. If it's not true for you, you type in saying no. Is that fine for all of you? Yes? That's a question. Okay. So, if we look at this, physically, we are the most comfortable generation ever on this planet, isn't it? Yes? Physically, we are the most comfortable generation ever on this planet. Never before has anyone known these kinds of comforts. Everything has dramatically changed. Although we are the most comfortable, we definitely cannot claim to be the most peaceful or the most joyful or the most loving generation or anything like this. Yes? Definitely not the happiest generation on the planet. Are we? We cannot say that. So, this external engineering, though much comfort has come out of it, in terms of life, it does not seem to have worked. See, everything that you're doing, whether you're trying to earn some money, or build a family, or build your career, or you want to fulfill your aspirations or ambitions, or you go to the temple, you go to the bar, or you want to go to heaven. Why do you want to do these things? Yes, it's a question. Why does everyone want to do everything that they are doing? To get what? Right now, everything that you are doing, why are you doing this? If you look at this question a little closely, you will see that everything that you're doing right now in your life, it is in pursuit of happiness, isn't it? Yes or no? Maybe for some of you, earning a few dollars is happiness. For somebody else, building a family is happiness. For someone else, something else is happiness. But essentially, it is happiness that you're seeking, isn't it? Yes? Everything that is happening on this planet, is it in pursuit of happiness? It is, isn't it? All human endeavor on this planet is in pursuit of happiness. We have done too much, but we are still not any happier than anyone who was before us, isn't it? Somewhere the activity that we are doing does not seem to have produced results. Though so much is being done, still happiness is a basic issue with people. So why hasn't this worked? There are many dimensions to this. First of all, what does it mean to you right now as you are? Many people express about being stressed, which a lot of people are. If you ask them why, they will say, my job. You ask the Prime Minister of this country, he is stressed. You ask the people in your office, they are stressed. You ask anyone on the street, he is also stressed. So which job can you do joyfully in the world? Looks like there is none. Because everyone is saying that their job is stressful. There is no job in the world which is stressful. You are stressed simply because you do not know how to manage your systems. That's why you're stressed. Stress is not happening because of a particular situation. Stress is happening because you don't know how to keep your body. You don't know how to keep your mind. You don't know how to keep your emotions. You don't know how to keep your energies. This is why stress is happening. Now let us look at the mechanics of stress. Whatever happens in the mind, for every fluctuation on the level of the mind, there is a corresponding chemical reaction in the physiology, always. If you go through a day of tension, today if you go through a lot of tension, tomorrow morning you will notice that your body will be stiff and painful. Have you noticed this? If you are practicing asanas or any stretching exercises, you can very clearly notice this. Today your body is very flexible. You go through a lot of tension. Tomorrow morning you will notice that your body doesn't bend. Have you noticed? It refuses to bend because the muscles have become rigid with acidic impurities in the cells. Now when these acidic impurities go on building up, these deep-rooted tensions become either chemical blocks or chemical deposits in the system, which can ultimately become a disease over a period of time. The word disease means dis-ease, or in other words, your body and mind are not getting the kind of rest or ease that they need. Today, medical science is saying that most of the chronic ailments are psychosomatic. That is, the cause of the disease is mostly in the mind. Whenever there is any kind of agitation on the level of the mind, similar agitated chemical reactions happen in the body. There is a certain fundamental defense system in our physiology which is known as the fight or flight response. In ancient times, when man lived in nature, the situations he faced in life were quite simple, or at least the response that was demanded from him was. For example, when he was walking through the forest, if he came upon a tiger, let's say a tiger, the choice about what he should do was quite simple. There were only two choices: fight or flight. That is, either fight the animal or run away from the animal. But today we have created situations where neither of these responses is possible. For example, say right now you're at home maybe. You get a call from your boss and he starts yelling at you. Can happen. Yes. Now you can neither yell back at him nor can you hang the call up. Or you are at home, your mother-in-law shouts at you. You can neither shout back at her nor can you leave the house and run. So neither fight nor flight is possible. Now when the mind senses any kind of emergency or stressful situation, it activates the necessary system to release an emergency quota of sugar into the bloodstream. So whenever there is tension in the mind, the body is being prepared for intense activity. If you do go through this intense activity, the extra sugar in the blood will be worked out. But in today's life, you live in a constant stream of stressful situations where no physical activity is needed, and this ultimately makes the whole system drive itself faster than its natural pace. This is just like if you drive your car at 50 kilometers per hour, the engine's life may be 100,000 kilometers. But if you drive the same car at 100 kilometers per hour, now the engine's life will be considerably reduced. So why is it that under the same stress, one person gets asthma, one person gets diabetes, someone else gets migraine? It is not because the disease is hereditary. The disease itself is not hereditary, but some part or organ may be inherently weak in you, just as it is in your parents. So you have the same tendency. If your father had diabetes at the age of 50, you may get it at the age of 30 because you're driving your system at a much faster pace than its natural pace. But this process can be easily reversed by changing the way you experience life or by moving into an effortless state of being. So do not ever think that your job is stressful. Your experiencing life in a stressful way means you have lost control over your systems. Your interiority is not happening the way you want it to happen, that's all it is. See, what you call engineering and management in the world is just about creating external situations the way you want it, isn't it? Yes? All engineering and all management in the world is about creating external situations the way you want it. See, we can air condition our homes, our cars. We have the ability to control the external atmosphere the way we want it. See, right now, wherever you're sitting, if you want, you can set just the right temperature that your body likes, isn't it? Yes? Alright, we got some control over the external atmosphere. But what about the inner atmosphere? The inner climate is messy, isn't it? Now, when the inner climate is messed up, it doesn't matter. You're sitting in an air-conditioned hall. it doesn't mean anything to you. Isn't it? Yes? It doesn't mean anything to you because your inner climate is not good. So now we are looking at a technology of managing the inner climate also. Is it important? Is it very important? See, all the external things that you're trying to create for yourself, either through family, money, career, entertainment, or whatever else, is only to have a pleasant inner atmosphere, isn't it? So, if the inner atmosphere is not properly managed, whatever external things you have will not mean anything to you. You earned $1 billion. It doesn't mean anything to you when your inner atmosphere is not good. So essentially, the quality of your life is not decided by what kind of home you live in, what kind of car you've parked in your garage, or what kind of clothes you're wearing right now, but by how peaceful and joyful you're within yourself right now. Isn't it so? Yes? But have we paid any attention to this in our lives? We are too busy working towards creating a pleasant external atmosphere for ourselves, isn't it? So much time and energy has been invested in fixing the outside. How much time have you invested in fixing the internal? None, isn't it? Then how do you expect to live well? It won't happen. If you're well just by accident, you will always live with the fear of losing it, isn't it? Yes? See, most people are well by accident. Someone around them is wonderful, so they are okay. That's not how it should be. If you happen to live in hell, there also you live well. This is yours. Isn't it so? You know, people talk about going to Himalayas and being peaceful. Yes. See, right now, anyway, in this situation, nobody can go to Himalayas. But essentially, what they are saying is they somehow want to avoid unpleasant situations because it's disturbing their inner peace. That's no good. If you can be peaceful in a busy marketplace, if you can be peaceful in a place which is full of problems, only then it is yours. Yes? Otherwise, it's the mountains, not you. You can't carry the mountains with you all the time. So, fixing the interiority is a very important dimension towards which we have not paid any attention, and the whole world is paying a huge price for this. Stress is not a part of your life. It's something you're creating unconsciously for yourself. You've lost control over your systems. That's all that has happened. If you had a choice, would you create stress? No, isn't it? So right now, your physical body, your mind, your emotions, your energies, none of these things are happening the way you want it to happen. And how do you expect to live well? People have some hope. It just won't work. All of you are successful enough, in your material life at least, to understand that unless you do the right things, it will not work. Yes? Yes or no? Or do some of you still believe you can do some foolish things, say a prayer and everything will be okay? You believe like this? No, isn't it? You know that if you want to be successful on the outside, you need to do the right things. Otherwise, it won't work. Then what makes you think it's not true with the internal? Here also, unless you do the right things, it will not work. See, on a certain day, a man fell into a septic tank. I want you to visualize and imagine yourself in a situation like this, okay? You fell into the septic tank, right up till here in filth, you know. He struggled to get out, could not. Then he started screaming, "Fire! Fire! Fire!" The neighborhood people heard this fire call. They called the fire brigade. They came, looked all over the place. No fire. Then they found this man in the septic tank. They pulled him out and they asked him, "Why were you screaming fire?" So this man retorted, "If I said shit, shit, would you come?" So you have to do the right things. Otherwise it will not work. As it is true with the outside, it's also true with the inside. So now what do I mean by doing the right things? We can do a simple experiment right now. So we'll start with the physical body. What I want you to do right now is, you take both your hands, keep these 5 fingers together, okay? Keep the 5 fingers of your hands together and you place your hands loosely placed just on your thighs, alright? Facing downward, 5 fingers together, palms facing downwards, loosely placed on your thighs. Sitting like this with your eyes closed. Right now, please do not do it. Please keep your eyes open right now. So sitting like this with eyes closed, you will take a few inhalations and exhalations. Deep inhalations and deep exhalations. As you are doing it, I will say switch. Now when I say switch, you turn your palms over like this. Alright? Not up in the air. You keep them on your thighs, just turn them over like this. Then when I say switch again, you turn them back to their original position. Now in these two positions, the way the air fills up into the lungs will be different. The maximum expansion and contraction will happen in different areas. I just want you to notice this, alright? Those of you wearing spectacles, please keep your spectacles aside. If you can, you sit in a cross-legged posture, that's best. Keep all your 5 fingers together, palms facing downwards, loosely placed on your thighs. Eyes closed, please. Please close your eyes. Take a few inhalations and exhalations. Deep inhalations and deep exhalations. Please switch. Switch again. Please slowly open your eyes. Is it noticeable? Can someone say what the difference is? You can just type in your response in the chat box. No difference? So, see, if you notice this closely, the way your breath changes when your palms are facing down and when your palms are facing up. You can distinctly see this difference. When your palms are facing down, the maximum expansion and contraction happens in the diaphragm region. When you turn it up, it's higher up in the chest. Those of you who did not notice, you do it once again, one inhalation, exhalation, and then you turn it over and see. Please do it. Noticeable? Please open your eyes. So, just by turning your hand over like this, the very way you breathe is changing. This is not only about your breath. The very way your life energies function within the system are altering themselves because you turn your hands over. Now, how many times in a day Are you doing this in unawareness? Whatever anyone asks. In India, this means no. So now you are setting your energies into turmoil and hoping to be peaceful. Such things don't happen in the world. Unless you do the right things, it just won't work. See, this is like you got into a car, not knowing what these 3 pedals are, and keep kicking them whichever way you like. You know what a jerky driver you will be? Isn't this the way you're trying to handle your systems right now? One day you're a little peaceful. That's supposed to be a big thing. Tomorrow morning you crash. Isn't this happening all the time? Any little thing can push you off balance. Any little thing can make you lose your happiness. This is simply because you're trying to handle your systems accidentally. This is not just about your body. Look at your mind. Look at your emotions. Look at your energies. Everything is being handled like this, accidentally. Now let's examine the mind. How many of you can hold your right hand like this? Please try this and see. Your right hand, how many of you can hold it like this? Okay, that's good. This, can you do this? It's great. Like this? Please try it. Wonderful. So, this much control you have over your physical body. You want it here, you can get it here. This you can do, this you can do. Now, please try this with your mind. You want to put your mind here. You try holding it there for some time, it will go there. You want to put your mind here, it will go there. You want to put your mind there, you know where it goes. Yes? Now with this kind of mind, where are you hoping to go? If you have reached somewhere in your life, it must be an accident, yes? See, now you get into a vehicle. You want to go here, but it goes there. Is it safe to sit in this vehicle? Is it safe to drive such a vehicle? If such a thing happens to your car, what is the first thing you would want to do with it? What is the first thing? Right now you're in your car, it's going haywire, completely out of control. What's the first thing you would want to do with it? Stop it, isn't it? Somehow stop it. So we need to stop this for a moment. If you can consciously stop this for 1 moment, then you will see, suddenly the mind is a miracle. It can do such incredible things. Where is the manufacturing unit for all the stress, anger, anxiety, or any kind of suffering that you're going through in your life? Where is it? In your house? Some would say their office. It's in your mind, isn't it? This mind could have been a ladder to the divine. This mind could have been a source of ecstasy for you. Instead, it's become a source of anxiety. Why? If your own body and your own mind are against you, then you better leave, isn't it? Yes? See, if someone is against you, it's alright. What to do? Once you live in this world, someone will be always against you. Somehow we go on. But if your own body and your own mind are against you, then how to live here? There's really no possibility, is there? Same is true with your emotions. They are not happening the way you want them. Energies, you're not even aware what's happening with them. If you bring a certain amount of pleasantness to your physical body, we can call this health and pleasure. If you bring a certain amount of pleasantness to your mind, we can call this peace, joy. If you bring a certain amount of pleasantness to your emotions, we can call this love, compassion. If you bring a certain amount of pleasantness to your energies, we can call this blissfulness. Now, are you aspiring to be pleasant or unpleasant? Pleasant? I'm sure everybody will choose pleasantness. So, in the last 24 hours, how many moments of pleasantness have you known? In the last 24 hours, how many moments of true pleasantness have you experienced in your body or in your mind? Very few? 1, 2, 3, maybe some of you have nothing to count. See, when you were 5 years of age, you were a child. In 24 hours' time, how many moments of joy did you know? Many, isn't it? So, at 5, if you had many, by the time you're 30, you should have been ecstatic if life had progressed in the right direction. Because you're investing so much time, energy, money, and above all, the life of every other creature is being affected in your pursuit of happiness. Isn't it so? Yes? In pursuit of human happiness, every creature on this planet is going through untold suffering, isn't it? Yes? The very life of this planet is being threatened. But if you are not even happy, what is the point? Inner engineering is about working to create the right kind of inner situation. Now, the right kind of inner situation can be understood in many different ways. For example, let us say you lost your peace today. Now, if you lose your peace today, what will happen? You are at home, whoever is there around you, your husband, your wife, your children, whoever, you yell at them. It happens? Must be happening. If this continues, tomorrow you will pick a quarrel with your neighbor. If that continues, day after you get a call from your boss and you start yelling at him. See, now when you yell at your husband or wife, people think it's normal. But the moment you yell at your boss, everyone knows that you need medical help, isn't it? So they take you to a doctor. Now initially, this doctor tries to talk you out of it. You won't budge like that. So the next thing is, he pops a pill into you. Now what is this pill? A little bit of chemicals. If you put this little bit of chemicals into you, suddenly you become peaceful. Maybe not forever, for a short duration. But you do become peaceful, isn't it? Yes? That's why people are popping pills, because it is working. Maybe it is working in a limited way, but it is still working. Or in other words, what you call peace is a certain kind of chemistry. What you call joy is another kind of chemistry. What you call ecstasy is another kind of chemistry. Agony, another kind of chemistry. Anxiety, another kind of chemistry. Fear, anger, stress. A different chemical basis to every human experience. Right now, we are talking about creating a certain chemistry within you. A certain technology through which we will create a certain type of chemistry within us, where being peaceful and joyful is just natural for you. It's not something that you pursue in your life. It is very natural for you to be peaceful and joyful within yourself. Are you interested? So now, instead of me going on speaking about this, we would also like to hear what Sadhguru has to say about inner engineering.
The moment we are born as human beings, somehow our lives got complicated. If we had come here as any other creature on this planet, life would be very simple. Eating, sleeping, reproducing and dying one day. Now we have to do all those things, but somehow where you are right now, wherever you may be, is not enough, isn't it? You want to be little more than what you're right now. If you know only money, maybe you're thinking of little more money. If you know only pleasure, maybe a little more pleasure. Power, a little more power. Everybody is wanting to be little more than what they're right now. The process of desiring is continuously going on. Whether you're going to work, or you're going to the bar, or you're going to the temple, or you're getting married, or you're having children, you're studying in a university, all this effort of life, everything was in pursuit of happiness, is it so? In the last 100 years, with the use of science and technology, we have changed the very face of this planet. Today, we have the kind of comforts and conveniences that no other generation could ever even imagine. We are definitely the most comfortable generation ever on this planet, is it so? But are we also the most joyful generation? So it's not worked. Every creature, from plant to animal to everything, including human beings, have paid an enormous price to create these comforts and conveniences, and we are not even happy. What is the point? We have engineered the world today in many ways so that it functions better for us, isn't it? We have done nothing about ourselves. It's time to really look at it, isn't it? In the last 24 hours, how many moments of joy have you known? When you were 5 years of age, a child, how many moments of joy did you know in 24 hours? The whole equation has gotten reversed somehow. It doesn't matter where you are sitting in a palace or in heaven, but your inner situation is not good, it doesn't matter, isn't it? This mind could have been a source of ecstasy, but this mind has become a source of misery for most people, tension, anxiety, depression. Why? You just don't know how to handle it, isn't it? See, there's only one problem with your life. Life is not happening the way you think it should happen. That's the only problem. Is there any other problem? Nobody around you will happen 100% your way, isn't it so? Yes? Nobody happens your way, it's okay. The problem is, this one is not happening your way. That is the problem, isn't it? People have concluded that stress is a part of their life. Stress is not a part of your life, it is just that you do not know how to manage your body, you do not know how to manage your mind, you do not know how to manage your emotions or your life energies. Everything is happening accidentally. So if things happen your way, you have begun to understand in the world that you have to engineer it. The same with you. No inner engineering has been done for you, isn't it? Just by accident you're trying to happen. Now I'm talking about creating the right kind of chemistry within you, where to be peaceful and blissful is just natural to you.
So, we have some time right now. If any of you have any questions, you can just post them in the chat window. We will look at them right now.
So, Sanampudi Nagarjuna is asking, Sir, please tell me how to handle anxiety disorders and panic.
Okay. So essentially, see, one thing we need to understand is, like how we were looking at this earlier, what is happening within you and what is happening outside of you. These are two separate things. Right now, whatever kind of unpleasantness is happening within you is happening simply because you have lost control over your systems. This is what we have been looking at so far, right? It is simply happening because you have lost control over your systems. If you had a choice, Would you create pleasantness within yourself, or would you create anxiety, anger, or any other kind of suffering? What would be your natural choice? Please look at it. Obviously, pleasantness, isn't it? Yes? I understand for whatever reasons, there could be variety of reasons for this. Why somebody may be anxious or suffering something. There could be a variety of reasons right now. But if you look at this closely enough, you can clearly see that the fundamental reason is that you have lost control of your systems. So everything that we are exploring here is simply towards that, about how to have 100% control on what happens within you. Because what happens outside of us, we can never have 100% control over it, isn't it? We can never have 100% control over what's happening outside of us. It doesn't matter how capable we are. Yes? Because there are so many factors involved in it. But at least what happens within this one, we must have 100% control, isn't it? This is what inner engineering is about. This is what inner engineering offers, where you can intellectually dissect the very fundamentals of life and look at it as to what is it that you're experiencing within yourself. So this is what inner engineering is. So if you wish to, right now the inner engineering online program is being offered at a 50% discount. It is also being offered free of cost to all the COVID warriors. This program offers you those tools, not just in theory, but it will offer you methods through which you can manifest this pleasantness within you, which is not subject to external realities.
Judge is asking, is the inner engineering book and the course the same?
So inner engineering book and the course. See, right now, one thing we need to understand is inner engineering as a process in itself involves many different aspects, and not all of these aspects can be delivered to you in the form of a book. Because one thing is about this, it needs a certain atmosphere where this can be transmitted to you. A book, you could read it any which way, isn't it? You can lie down on your bed and read it, or you could be walking around in your house and read it. Because they are words, you will read it, you will get something. But if we look at this as a process, if this has to happen, it is very important that for certain aspects of the program, you need to create a certain conducive atmosphere. Only then it can happen. So that which can be delivered to you in the form of a book has been delivered to you in the form of a book. That which cannot be delivered to you in the form of a book, but which can be delivered to you through online platforms, that has been done. So yes, there are certain differences in the book and in the online program which is there. But even if you go through the book, even there are certain practices or sadhanas through which you can enhance your experience of life. And this itself can bring a tremendous transformation within you.
Suraj Nawale is asking, how will inner engineering help us in getting peace? How much time does it take to complete this course, and how long do we have to do it to get this peace?
So, two aspects to this question. One thing is, how long will it take to complete the course? And how long will it take to get this peace? See, in terms of the duration of the course, this course is for 7 sessions, the online program that is, and each session goes for about 1.5 hours time. So you can do this at any time that you wish to, or that you can manage in your life, and go through this program. Maybe some of you could go through it in 7 days, some of you may take a little longer time. It depends, it's different for different people, depending upon their life situations. But in terms of how long will it take to get this peace, it doesn't take long. Right now, if you want, you can generate peace within yourself, isn't it? The only thing that is missing is a certain method, a powerful method through which you can establish it within yourself. And that is what inner engineering is. Right now, if you're willing, you can do it right now, isn't it so? It just depends on your willingness. Yes? Many things could be happening wrong in your life. Many situations could be completely out of control for yourself. But if you choose to be peaceful this moment, you can be peaceful, isn't it? Yes? So this is what is inner engineering. It doesn't take long. If you're willing right now, it can happen right now. It is just that for people to come to that level of willingness, it takes a certain amount of time. It takes a certain amount of investment from their side. And this is what inner engineering offers.
Vijay Kumar is asking, so what will be taught in the inner engineering 7 days? I've been told that 7 different types of meditation will be taught, but how does one practice all these types of meditation?
What will be taught in inner engineering 7 days? See, for you to know what will be taught, you have to go through the program, isn't it? Otherwise, why would we keep an online program for 7 days when we could tell it to you here? Because this is something that you need to go through it and experience it for yourself. Yes, we will be exploring many different dimensions of life, of our experience of life, intellectually exploring the very fundamentals of life. At the same time, giving you certain powerful methods which are derived from the ancient science of yoga, through which everything that we will be exploring in the program, you can make it as a living reality for you, as an experiential reality for you. Not just in terms of your thought, not just in terms of your emotions, but in terms of your experience of life. You can make it as an experiential reality for you. So for you to really, to imbibe this program in the best possible way, you need to go through this yourself. It is only possible if you go through it yourself.
Harshini Shri is asking, how to implement inner engineering in our everyday life as I'm a working professional?
So inner engineering will offer you certain tools which you need to employ into everything that you're doing. Right now, you're going through this session. You need to employ it in this also. You may be working in your office. There also you need to employ it. Every single step that you take, you can employ it. Every single breath that you take, you can employ it. This is what inner engineering offers. So it is not just some program that's happening online that, okay, you went through the program, you felt good, it's nice, and then you go on with your daily work. It's not about that. Inner engineering is not limited to 7 online sessions or a 7-day program. It is throughout your life. It is always on. It is not limited to the program. It is something that's always on as a process within you. So how deeply you involve into the process is how much you will receive from it. How intensely you involve yourself into it is how much benefit you can get out of it. So it depends on every individual. Not every person's experience of the program will be the same. It is just how open they are, how willing they are, and how actively they are using it or employing it in everything that they're doing in their life.
Devanshi Dubey is asking, how is inner engineering different from the Shambhavi Mahamudra?
Okay. So Shambhavi Mahamudra is a certain Kriya which is offered as part of the inner engineering 7-day program or the inner engineering retreats program. Essentially the in-person programs that happen. Shambhavi Mahamudra is not offered in the online inner engineering program because it cannot be offered in an online platform. Because the Kriya itself is not just some bundle of instructions or something somebody is saying, instructing you and you're doing something. It's not about that. Yes, there are instructions involved. There is a certain process involved. But it is only to create the necessary atmosphere within yourself where Shambhavi can happen. It is a certain live process. Sadhguru says it's like a seed which is planted into you. All that you can do is create the necessary atmosphere within you where you will allow this seed to grow, sprout, and bear fruit one day. That's all you can do. So, because it involves this dimension, it cannot be taught or given to you in an online platform. It requires a certain atmosphere which we need to create. It requires you to be physically present there. Only then it can happen. But having said that, the Inner Engineering online program itself is a tremendous possibility. It's a very powerful tool to transform the way you think and the way you feel. See, right now for most people, these two, the thought process and the emotional process, these are the two most dominant things in their life, isn't it? Yes or no? The profoundness of their experience of life simply depends on their emotions and their mental process. So, Inner Engineering Online offers you tools to transform this from its very core. So, this itself feels like a tremendous transformation for many people. And it will also offer you certain simple practices which can be offered online. But the main aspect of the program is these tools.
Many people are asking about how to register for the program and whether it is available in other languages apart from English.
So in terms of the registration for the program, if you have the Sadhguru app on your mobile phones, you can easily register for this program. If you just open the app, the registration button is right there. Also, this app is available both for Android users and iOS users. In case if you do not have the app, you can also visit the website where you can register for this program. In terms of the different languages that it's being offered in, it is being offered in various Indian languages as well as overseas languages apart from English. Apart from English, in India it's being offered in Hindi, it's being offered in Marathi, it's being offered in Kannada, it's being offered in Telugu, as well as Malayalam is something which we just launched very recently.
Rinki Shaw is asking, Inner Engineering is for universal concerns. But if I think I have a specific disruption in some particular area, how will this course work for me?
See, Inner Engineering is not for universal concerns. It is for you. This needs to be properly established. Right now, whatever situations that you might be facing in your life, whatever might be happening in your life, for you to experience this in the most profound way possible, and for you to be able to offer yourself to the best way possible to any situation around you and do your best in everything that you are doing. If this has to happen, the most fundamental thing that needs to be fixed is yourself, isn't it? Yes? Only if you are no longer a concern can you do everything that is possible for you to do in this life, isn't it so? Yes or no? Yes? As long as this one is a problem, what other problems will it solve? It cannot, isn't it? Only if this one is not a problem, then it doesn't matter how many problems life throws at you, you will do your best in every possible situation, isn't it? Because this one is no longer a problem. So this is what Inner Engineering is. It is not for universal concerns. It's for you.
The last question. Many people are asking this. When is there a possibility of learning the Shambhavi Mahamudra also?
So, I understand the question and where, the urge and how eager you could be to go through the process of Shambhavi Mahamudra. But given the situation right now the world is in-person programs are difficult to say when we would be able to start this. But as soon as the situation gets better, we should be able to start it. When, we do not know yet, because right now the situation of the world is such that every day there is a new, finding that is happening. The situation is very dynamic. It's changing on a regular basis. We cannot say anything. We were thinking, okay, now it's getting better, but suddenly, in India, what's happening? So we cannot definitely say when it would happen, but whenever it would happen, we would definitely start the programs. So right now we have been exploring this, that inner engineering is about creating a certain inner chemistry, an inner chemistry which is not subject to external realities. Now, one way of looking at this is, see, right now if you look at this, all the suffering that people go through in their life, it is either mental or physical, isn't it? This is simply happening because you are identified with your body and your mind. As long as you are strongly identified with your body and your mental process, then the fear of suffering will always be there. Only when in your experience, if you can bring a certain space or distance between what is you and what is your body, or what is you and what is your mind, can there really be an end to suffering. Now, when I say a certain distance, see, if you look at this right now, when you were born, let's look at the body. When you were born, how big were you? Maybe this much. Now you have grown so big. How? Simply because of the food you have eaten, isn't it? So if you look at this, you can clearly see that the body is a certain accumulation from outside. Similarly, the content of your mind, where did that come from? Was all of it there from the very beginning? Or is it something that you gathered over a period of time? It's something that you have gathered over a period of time, isn't it? Everything that you have been exposed to, in one way or the other, has made a certain imprint on your mind, isn't it? So this mind is also an accumulation. Body is an accumulation. The mind is an accumulation. Now Sadhguru says, whatever you accumulate, you can claim that it's yours, but it can never be you, isn't it? So right now, this looks fine as a theory, but it is still not an experiential reality for you. So we will be going through a certain process right now, which is called as Isha Kriya, which is a very powerful method to establish as an experiential reality within yourself. Once in your experience, what is you and what is your body, what is you and what is your mind are distinctly different, that there is a certain distance, that there is a certain space between this, you will see this is the end of suffering. So we will be going through this process right now.
Isha Kriya is an extremely simple process, but a powerful tool. These three ingredients, your breath, your thought and your awareness, in the right combination, if you use them, your ability to use the mind and the body is so greatly enhanced that you almost look superhuman for somebody else. But I'm telling you, this is human. This is not about being superhuman. This is about realizing being human is super.
Isha Kriya instructions. Preparation. Sit in a cross-legged posture with spine comfortably erect. If needed, use a backrest, but no headrest. Doing the Kriya facing east offers extra benefits. Keep your hands upon your thighs with your palms facing upwards. With your face slightly upturned, eyes closed, keep a mild focus between your eyebrows. This meditation will happen in 3 stages. Stage 1. Inhale and exhale gently, slowly. With each inhalation, mentally say to yourself, I am not the body. The inhalation should last for the whole duration of that thought. With each exhalation, mentally say to yourself, I am not even the mind. The exhalation should last for the whole duration of that thought. Repeat this for 7 to 11 minutes. Stage 2. Utter the sound Ah 7 times with mouth wide open, exhaling fully into each sound. The sound should come from just below the navel. You need not utter it very loud, but loud enough to feel the vibration of the sound. Stage 3. Sit for 5 to 6 minutes with a slightly upturned face and keep a mild focus between your eyebrows. The total time of this practice is between 12 to 18 minutes. You can sit longer if you wish. Please note, when you sit to do Isha Kriya, do not pay attention to the activity of the mind or body. Whatever is happening in your body or your mind, just ignore it and simply sit there. Do not take a break in between, as it will disturb the reorganization of energies that happens during the practice. The Kriya will yield maximum benefits if you do it for a minimum of 12 minutes each time. Do it twice a day for 48 days, considered as a full mandala or cycle, or once a day for 90 days. Anyone can practice this Kriya and enjoy its benefits. Simply follow the instructions without making any changes. This is a simple but very potent Kriya. You can remind yourself that I am not the body, I am not even the mind, anytime during the day. It would be best to use the voice in the video as a support when doing the Kriya. However, you can also do it without using the voice support.
Sit in a cross-legged posture and keep your hands open, facing upward. Sit with your face slightly upturned. The moment you sit this way with a slightly upturned face, you will see naturally your focus will shift between your eyebrows. So maintain this mild focus between your eyebrows. As I utter these 2 sentences, with inhalation you take this thought, I am not this body. With exhalation, I am not even this mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. Keep your eyes closed and just sit still with your face slightly turned upward. Yogarto va, bhogarto va, sangarato va, sangavihinaha. Yasya brahmani ramate chittam, yasya brahmani ramate chittam, nandati nandati nandateva, nandati nandati nandateva. Satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nirmohatve निश्चलतत्त्वम् निश्चलतत्त्वे जीवन्मुक्तिः निश्चलतत्त्वे जीवन्मुक्तिः पुनरपि जननम् पुनरपि मरणम् पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम् पुनरपि जननम् पुनरपि मरणम् पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम् इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे Take your own time. Take your own time. Slowly, very slowly. Open your eyes.
Daily practice of Isha Kriya will bring health, dynamism, prosperity, and well-being. It is a powerful tool to cope with the hectic pace of modern life and empowers people to experience their lives to its fullest potential.
Please slowly open your eyes. Take your own time and slowly open your eyes. So it was wonderful to have all of you join with us today. So those of you who are interested in registering for the Inner Engineering program, you can register. If you have the Sadhguru app, you can register for the program through the app, or you can always visit the website and register. This program right now, the online program, this is being offered free of cost to all the people who are actively involved in this pandemic situation, such as the doctors, the police personnel, those who are constantly exposed to the threat of this virus. This is being offered completely free of cost to them. And for all of us, this is being offered at a 50% discount. So apart from English, as I said, it's available in various other languages. You can, once you log into the website, you will know what different languages are available. So those of you who wish to register for this, please go ahead and do so. Apart from this, we would also like to share with you that Sadhguru will be live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So these weekly darshans is something that he's been offering for a quite considerable amount of time. This started when the lockdown happened here in India, where we had a darshan of 40 days, continuous darshans that were happening along with him. And post that, every Sunday here in India he is being offering darshans. So this is a wonderful opportunity for you to be live with him. He'll be exploring many things, giving insights into various aspects of life, as well as updates about the current situation. Also, those of you, if you have any questions which you wish to ask Sadhguru directly, you can ask those questions with the hashtag AskSadhguru. So he'll be live on all the foundation channels on YouTube, Instagram. So tomorrow is the darshan, and then once again the next Sunday at the same time, that is 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. So we wish you can make use of this opportunity. Once again, thank you very much for joining with us today. Thank you very much.